Have you ever taken a moment to look around your home and felt completely overwhelmed? Not just by the piles of stuff you've collected over the years, but by the weight of it all in your mind. If you've ever felt that way, you're not alone. Imagine this. What if simply owning less could make you feel lighter, freer, even happier? It sounds almost too simple, right? But here's the thing. Thousands of people who've embraced minimalism aren't just decluttering their homes. They're decluttering their lives. And their smiles, they're real. Their peace of mind, unshakable. Let me ask you something personal. What's the one thing in your home right now that you keep but never use? Maybe it's that extra chair no one sits in, or that drawer full of just-in-case cables you don't even recognize anymore. Now, what if I told you that letting go of those things might be the first step toward letting go of stress, anxiety, and even the constant pressure to keep up? Today, we're diving deep into how the philosophy of minimalism doesn't just help you tidy up your space. It can completely transform the way you think, the way you feel, and how you experience happiness from the inside out. You see, minimalism is more than an aesthetic. It's not just about white walls and empty countertops. It's a powerful mindset, a choice to clear out what doesn't serve you so that you can finally focus on what truly matters. And here's why this matters now. More than ever, we live in a world that's constantly telling us we need more to be happy. More clothes, more gadgets, more likes, more followers. But what if the real secret to joy isn't adding more, but choosing less? In this video, I'll show you exactly how adopting minimalism, one small step at a time, can help you unlock freedom, clarity, and peace in ways you never imagined. We'll explore real-life examples, simple actions you can take starting today, and the hidden mental benefits that so many people in America are discovering as they shift toward this life-changing philosophy. If you're someone who's been feeling the weight of clutter, not just in your home, but in your mind, in your schedule, even in your relationships, then stay with me, because what we're about to explore could be the mindset shift that changes everything. Let's take a moment and go beyond the surface. When most people hear the word minimalism, what comes to mind? Maybe they picture a spotless house, white walls, or someone with barely any furniture. But minimalism is so much deeper than that. It's not just about tidying up your space. It's about clearing the clutter from your mind and life. At its core, minimalism means intentionally removing what's unnecessary so you can make space for what truly matters. And let's be honest, in today's world, we're constantly bombarded with more ads, more stuff, more pressure. But the truth is, more isn't making us happier. In fact, it's often making us heavier emotionally and mentally. Minimalism is the radical act of saying enough. Enough of the noise, enough of the excess, enough of the chase for things that don't truly fulfill us. Let me share something personal with you. A few years ago, I looked around my own home and realized I was holding on to things out of fear. A closet full of clothes I hadn't worn in years just in case I needed them. Shelves packed with books I thought I should read. Even kitchen gadgets that hadn't been touched since I bought them on sale. Ask yourself right now, how many things in your home have you kept not because you love them or need them, but because you're afraid to let them go? Maybe you're holding on to a gift you don't use because you don't want to seem ungrateful. Or maybe it's something expensive that reminds you of a purchase you regret. Here's the shift. When we choose minimalism, we stop letting guilt, fear, and what-ifs decide what stays in our lives. We start choosing intentionally. Minimalism isn't new. Look at the greats. Some of the most successful, creative, and peaceful people in history have embraced minimalist principles. Steve Jobs, for example, was known for his simple wardrobe, the iconic black turtleneck and jeans. Why? Because he didn't want to waste mental energy on small decisions like what to wear. He wanted to save that energy for innovation. Think about Zen monks. Their living spaces are uncluttered Their routines focused and intentional. They've practiced this art of simplicity for centuries, understanding that peace comes not from adding more, but from needing less. And it's not just ancient wisdom or tech moguls. Many modern high achievers credit minimalist living with helping them focus, create, and find balance. Reflection for the viewer. If you could remove just one distraction today, one thing that takes up your time, energy, or space, what would it be? And how would that feel? The real impact of minimalism in daily life. So what happens when you start embracing minimalism? Your mind becomes clearer. Studies show that clutter increases levels of cortisol, the stress hormone. When our spaces are chaotic, our brains feel overwhelmed. By simplifying your environment, you create mental calm. You gain back time. Less stuff means less time cleaning, organizing, and searching. Imagine all the hours you could reclaim just by having fewer things to manage. You save money. Minimalists naturally spend less because they buy with intention. They ask, do I really need this? Will this add value to my life? You rediscover gratitude. When you have fewer things, you appreciate them more deeply. Each item serves a purpose, brings joy, or supports your goals. Example: a friend of mine decided to declutter her kitchen. She kept only what she used daily. The result: cooking became a joy again. No more digging through drawers for tools she didn't like or use. Mealtime became simpler, and so did her stress. Minimalism in more than just your stuff. Here's where minimalism gets powerful. It's not just about what's in your home, it's about how you live. Minimalism in relationships. You don't need dozens of surface-level connections. Focus on the few relationships that truly nourish your soul. Minimalism in your calendar. Stop saying yes to every invite, every obligation, every demand on your time. Prioritize what aligns with your values. Minimalism in digital life. Consider how much time is spent on social media news or emails that don't enrich your day. What if you minimize those inputs? Ask the viewer, when was the last time you said no and felt the relief of reclaiming your time or space? Practical tips to start minimalism today. It doesn't have to be overwhelming. You don't have to do it all at once. Start small. Pick one drawer, one shelf, one inbox folder. Ask the key question: does this item or commitment support the life I want to build? Create a maybe box. If you're unsure about something, place it in the box and revisit it in 30 days. Set boundaries for what enters your space. Think before you buy. Think before you say yes. Why minimalism matters now more than ever. In a world that equates success with more stuff, more status, more busyness, minimalism is a powerful form of self-respect. It's saying, I choose peace over pressure. I choose focus over chaos. I choose meaning over more. And the best part? This isn't some far-off dream. You can start experiencing these benefits today with one simple decision to let go of what no longer serves you. Let's take a deep breath together for a moment and think about the spaces we live in every day. Your living room, your kitchen, your office. How do those spaces make you feel energized or maybe a little overwhelmed? Because here's the thing, the average American home today contains over 300,000 items. Yes, that's 300,000. And many of those things, they're just there, sitting on shelves, stuffed into drawers, buried in closets, unused, unnoticed, and often forgotten. Now, let's imagine something different. Picture walking into a space that feels calm, open, and welcoming, where everything has a purpose, where nothing feels like it's weighing you down. That's what minimalism can bring, and today I want to show you how this simple philosophy can change your life in ways you might not expect. Minimalism helps reduce stress, and science backs it up. We live in a world where stress is everywhere, from work deadlines to news headlines. And believe it or not, the clutter around us silently adds to that stress. Studies have shown that cluttered spaces raise levels of cortisol, the hormone linked to stress. When our homes are filled with too much stuff, our minds feel cluttered too. Every pile of papers, every overloaded shelf, every drawer that won't close, it's like a visual reminder of things left undone. I remember visiting a friend who had recently embraced minimalism. She had cleared out her home office, keeping only what she truly needed. And as soon as I walked in, I felt it. The space felt light. She said she noticed the difference immediately: less tension in her shoulders, fewer headaches, and even better sleep. Ask yourself this: what's one small space in your home that, if cleared, would help you breathe a little easier? Maybe it's your nightstand, your entryway, or even just that one kitchen counter that always seems to collect stuff. Minimalism saves you time and money. Here's something we don't always think about. Every single item you own requires your time and attention. You dust it, clean it, move it, organize it, and sometimes repair it. Now multiply that by hundreds or thousands of items. No wonder so many of us feel like there's never enough time in the day. When you adopt minimalist principles, you naturally spend less time managing your stuff and more time doing what matters to you. Imagine weekends where you're not spending hours cleaning or sorting because there's simply less to clean and sort. And let's talk about your wallet. Minimalism helps you become more intentional with your purchases. Instead of buying on impulse or chasing sales, you pause and ask, do I really need this? Will it truly add value to my life? Example: a viewer once shared with me that after committing to minimalism, she saved enough money in a single year just by cutting back on non-essential spending to take a dream vacation with her family. Think about this. What would you do with the time and money you free up by owning less travel? Learn a new skill, spend more time with loved ones. Minimalism boosts focus and creativity. This might surprise you, but minimalism doesn't just clear your space, it clears your mind. When there's less visual noise around you, your brain can focus better. That means you're more productive, more creative, and better able to solve problems. Consider this: some of the most innovative minds, from writers to artists to tech leaders, credit simple, uncluttered environments for helping them think clearly. Steve Jobs, as we've mentioned, famously kept his spaces and wardrobe simple so he could focus his mental energy on bigger ideas. And it doesn't have to be dramatic. Even small changes can make a difference. Maybe it's creating a clean workspace free of distractions, or simplifying your digital life by keeping your desktop or phone organized. Ask yourself, where in your life do you feel most distracted right now? And how could simplifying that area help you think more clearly? Why this matters today more than ever. We're living in a time when the pressure to consume is stronger than ever. Social media, advertising, and even cultural expectations constantly tell us more is better, newer is better, bigger is better. But minimalism invites us to step back and ask, is that really true? What if happiness isn't found in the next purchase, but in appreciating what we already have? What if success isn't measured by how much we own, but by how present and peaceful we feel? Minimalism isn't about deprivation. It's about freedom. It's about choosing what serves you and letting go of what doesn't. It's about creating space physically, mentally, emotionally for what truly matters. Simple ways to begin. If this resonates with you, you don't have to overhaul your entire life overnight. Start small. Pick one drawer or shelf today and clear it. The next time you're about to buy something, pause and ask, is this a mindful choice or just a habit? Set a challenge. Go 1 week without buying anything non-essential and see how it feels. And here's a fun one. Try a Declutter 10 challenge. Walk through your home and find 10 items you're ready to let go of. It's amazing how good that small act can feel. Let's build a community of intentional living now. I want to hear from you. In the comments below, share one small step you're inspired to take toward minimalism. Maybe it's clearing your car, your desk, or your wardrobe. Your idea could inspire someone else to start their journey. And don't forget, if you found this helpful, hit that like button, subscribe for more insights on simple living, and share this video with a friend who might need a little less stress and a little more peace. Together we can create lives that feel lighter, clearer, and filled with purpose. When we hear the word minimalism, most of us immediately think about decluttering our closets or cleaning out the garage. But the truth is, minimalism reaches far beyond the things we own. It's not just about having fewer items. It's about creating a life that aligns with what truly matters to you. Today, I want to take you deeper into this idea. Let's look at how minimalism applies not just to our stuff, but to the way we work, connect, and consume information, and how these choices can create more peace, clarity, and purpose in our lives. Minimalism in your work, choosing purpose over pressure. Let's start with something we spend a huge chunk of our lives on, our work. So many of us fall into jobs or careers because we're chasing a paycheck, a title, or because we feel like we should. But what happens when we pause to ask, is this work aligned with my values? Does it bring me fulfillment, or is it just adding to the noise and stress? Minimalism in work means choosing work that supports your deeper goals and values. It means focusing your time and energy on what really makes a difference rather than getting caught up in endless tasks or chasing achievements that don't satisfy. Example, I once spoke with a man who left a high-paying corporate job to start a small community gardening business. On paper, he made less, but he gained something priceless: time with his kids. Less stress and work that felt meaningful. That's minimalism in action. Cutting away what doesn't fit your vision so you can focus on what does. Ask yourself, is there one small change you could make in your work life that would bring it closer to your values? Maybe it's saying no to one unnecessary project. Maybe it's exploring a side passion. Minimalism in relationships. Quality over quantity. Here's a truth we don't talk about enough. Not every relationship we keep truly nourishes us. Minimalism teaches us to focus on deep, authentic connections rather than trying to maintain dozens of surface-level relationships. Think about it. Would you rather have 5 people you can call at 2 a.m. when life gets tough, or 50 acquaintances who barely know what matters to you? Minimalism in relationships means investing your time, energy, and heart where it counts. It's about being intentional with who you let into your inner circle and letting go of connections that drain you or pull you away from your true self. Personal reflection. I remember a time when I felt stretched thin trying to keep up with social commitments. I said yes to every invitation, every group chat, every "let's catch up soon" message. It left me exhausted. When I began practicing minimalist principles in my social life, I found that fewer relationships nurtured more deeply brought me so much more joy. Ask yourself, which connections in your life truly lift you up? And are there any that feel more like obligations than relationships? Minimalism in what you consume, guarding your mental space. We often think about minimalism in terms of physical clutter. But what about mental clutter? Every day we're bombarded by social media news alerts, emails, ads, and endless streams of content. And much of it doesn't serve us. It distracts, divides, and drains us. Minimalism here means becoming intentional about what you allow into your mind. It means unfollowing accounts that stir up negativity. It means limiting doom scrolling. It means choosing content that inspires, educates, or brings peace. Example: a viewer once shared that after taking a 1-week break from news and social media, they felt their anxiety drop significantly and their focus improve at work. Challenge for you. What's one small way you could reduce digital clutter this week? Maybe it's muting notifications. Maybe it's setting a timer for social media. Or maybe it's curating your feeds so they reflect the life you want to build. Practical first steps you can take today. The beauty of minimalism is that you don't have to change everything overnight. Start small. Open one drawer today, just one. Look at what's inside. Ask yourself, does this item truly add value to my life? If the answer is no, consider letting it go. Apply the same question beyond your stuff. Next time you're about to say yes to a commitment or click on a headline, pause and ask, does this serve the life I want to create? Set a tiny achievable goal. For example, choose to unfollow 5 social media accounts that don't add positivity to your life. Or take 10 minutes to write down what matters most to you and let that guide your choices this week. Why minimalism matters. We live in a time of more. More choices, more pressure, more distractions. But minimalism offers a powerful alternative, less but better, fewer but deeper, simple but meaningful. It's not about living with nothing, it's about living with enough. And for many people, that shift brings a peace they hadn't known was possible. Let's build this together now. I'd love to hear from you. What's one small way you're inspired to practice minimalism in your life? Beyond your stuff, drop it in the comments. Your idea could inspire someone else who's watching today. And don't forget, if this video resonated with you, please hit like, subscribe, and share it with a friend who might be ready for a little less clutter and a lot more clarity. Together, let's create lives that feel lighter, freer, and filled with purpose. So, as we come to the end of this journey together today, I want you to pause for just a second. Take a deep breath and really let this sink in. Minimalism isn't about forcing yourself to live without joy. It's not about cold, empty spaces or giving up everything you love. Minimalism is about something much richer, much deeper. It's about choosing what truly matters to you and gently letting go of what no longer serves your well-being, your peace, or your purpose. Think about that for a moment. In a world that keeps shouting at us to add more stuff, more obligations, more noise, minimalism offers you the chance to say, no thank you. It invites you to create space for what lifts you up, what inspires you, what makes your life feel meaningful. And here's the beautiful part. You don't have to make some massive, overwhelming change to start. It begins with just one small, intentional step. What if today, right now, you chose to let go of just one thing that no longer adds value to your life? Maybe it's that shirt in your closet you haven't worn in years. Maybe it's that kitchen gadget gathering dust. Maybe it's even an app on your phone that drains your time and energy. Try it, just one thing, and notice how light, how free, how peaceful you feel in that moment. I'll share a little story with you. A few months ago, I decided to clear out a single drawer in my home office. It wasn't even a big drawer, just one I kept stuffing random papers and gadgets into. And you know what? That tiny act felt like a breath of fresh air. Every time I opened it after that, I felt calm, focused, and more in control of my space. That one drawer sparked a ripple effect that inspired me to keep going. And now I want to invite you to take that first small step. Drop a comment below. Where will you start? Will it be a drawer, a shelf, your wardrobe, or maybe your phone? Let's inspire each other with these small victories. Every comment you leave might encourage someone else who's watching to take their first step too. And if this message resonated with you today, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because in our next video, we'll explore something I think you'll really love: the Minimalist Mindset 5 Daily Habits to Stay Focused. Together, let's create lives that feel lighter, freer, and filled with clarity. Minimalism isn't about losing out. It's about gaining back what matters most. And that's a journey worth taking.